YouTube, so people can also watch. So people can also watch.
All right, we're ready to begin.
Let's call the meeting to order. First order of business is approval of the agenda. I entertain a motion to approve the agenda published.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved in second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, like sign. Approval of the meeting minutes from March the 14th of 2022. I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes as published.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the minutes from the previous meeting be approved. Are there any discussion? Hearing no discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries. New business. If you get the floor.
DC.
Yeah, perfect. So I was asked to come today to talk about our new hires, talk about our corporal process. We'll go through the corporal process first. We were able to test on the 23rd of this year, and we had 2 corporal positions. We had 2 officers go and take it. Both of them were able to pass. We'll be promoting one of them on the 9th, and then the remainder will be promoted when we have some additional movements within our sergeant's ranks that will cause everybody to bump up. So that process was pretty well done. We partnered with PST to run an assessment center. We had some officers from other agencies come and evaluate our 2 officers that were coming through. So we felt that was a great partnership between us and them to get that process up and going. But once we do promote our next officer, that will exhaust the list. So odds are, if we have any additional openings, we'll have to end up going through the testing process again. A couple other things I have on the list. We have a new hire. I guess I'll just go through the hiring update. So since January 1 of this year, we have hired 7 officers. We've had 1 lateral officer from a local agency, and then the other 5 are new hire officers. 2 of those new hire officers are former CSOs, and so they've been here for at least a year. They understand the process. We've had an opportunity to work with them. They've been able to see the job, and now they're transitioning into the officer's role. Those 5 are currently in the academy. I think the first one will be graduating in July-ish, I believe. So from July all the way through September is when those new officers will be graduating.
So just to kind of emphasize that point. So we've always had an issue of our community service officers leaving our agency if they want to be police officers, go elsewhere. And that one big focus we had here is to make sure there's an internal line of succession. And if you want to be an officer at the department, and also as well as horizontal opportunities for our civilian staff as well. So that's really a big success for us that frankly, they're going to be officers for us and know our system, know our radio, know our geography, know our folks, know our community well. So we're really very happy about this development. And so I just really want to emphasize that.
And vacancies?
So vacancies, the CSO vacancies, we now have 4. However, next week we'll be testing for those positions. We have 18 candidates. We have 1 opening right now in our officers' ranks. We have 3 laterals that are in backgrounds right now, and 2 entry level officers as well. And so we should be getting 1 more into that process as well.
Excuse me,
Yes.
can you tell me what a CSO is?
Certainly, a CSO is a community service officer. So they are an unarmed non-rep position basically, and they'll go out, they'll assist our officers with doing transports, and they can do some very low level basic report taking, i.e. if there's a theft that has no information, anything that a person might do online or file a report online, they can take that report. They'll respond to vehicle collisions and assist with traffic control. And if there is no damage, they can also assist in taking the report.
Thank you.
Backgrounds, pending hires. Today, we actually had a new hire start, a DA3, which is basically very similar to an administrative assistant in our front office. Katie Miller started today. And then tomorrow we'll have another entry-level officer starting, Nicole, and I'll butcher the last name, but Kyle will be starting tomorrow with us as well before she heads off to the within these last few months, we had one resignation, Preet Walia. He separated from our agency on the 19th. And then we have a pending retirement, Dave Johansson. He'll be retiring on the 31st of May. I believe our openings cover both those two officers leaving. So that's kind of that's the update that I have for you. Any questions from any of the commission members?
So-
No relief for discipline.
None relief for discipline, that's correct.
So just to really highlight, as you've seen throughout law enforcement in Western Washington, the state of Washington, in the entire United States, it is very difficult to hire police officers yet. We've been able to attract quality candidates, and we are currently just have one vacancy, which we have 3 lateral candidates that are vying for that position, as well as some entry-level candidates that could apply as well, applicants, I should say. So we're in good stead as far as filling our vacant positions and moving forward. As you know, folks don't usually broadcast their pending retirements. So we're always kind of reluctant to say we're good to go, because usually we get 2 weeks notice and it takes us almost 18 months to fill that slot. So, but we're in good stead. We do have a lot of people in the training cycle. We heard about the 5 people in the academy, soon to be 6. So it takes a while to train from entry levels forward, and as well as even laterals are faster, but still there's a training cycle to go through. So our timetable right now, based on what we're seeing, is we should be fully staffed and trained by the end of the year, which is an amazing accomplishment. For example, other local PDs along the 5 corridor, there's a couple agencies that are down 20% and anticipate being down 20% for the next 2 to 3 years. So we're in a much better place.
And we're still focused on the academy on the west side. We have no need to send anybody to Spokane.
We would only send someone to Spokane Academy if it was like an out of state, or someone who needed to catch up to the Belia Academy, the abbreviated academy for out of staters.
Right.
And that would only be for a timing issue. That'd be only because I went to the Spokane Academy in January, 14 inches of snow. It was fantastic. I thank Sergeant Barnes every day for sending me there. We have a conversation about it. But yeah, that's the only time we've used that academy.
Yeah.
I did forget to mention, we did also hire 2 LROs, which are our Lacey resource officers. They're volunteers. So we did hire 2 more volunteer positions as well. And I believe we have 2 more that are waiting in the pipeline right now. So
Are those resource officers in school? Are they
no,
in?
these resource officers are just strictly volunteers. We
Okay,
call them Lacey resource officers. They're different from the SROs, which are the school resource officers. So our volunteers are civilian positions. Some of them are retired, most of them are retired, just trying to help us out around the department.
So they're still doing the house checks?
Yeah, they do vacation checks, they do front counter work, they help the Crime Stoppers, they help the detectives. In fact, we're using them for a number of different,
No, that's not great. I know.
thank you.
Good people with that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Any other questions, commissioners?
No, thank you.
Okay. So we got through new hires and the corporal promotional process. And now review civil service rules to determine if further updates need to be discussed. You'd indicated we didn't approve the one before. Is that what I'm understanding?
So the commission and our command staff did approve that we could make a change to the current rules for the score, being 80% as qualifying before and making it now 75%. So we've just done that now in writing on the actual rules procedures document, and that was included in the packet of information we sent along. So we'll just finalize that document, it'll be our official rules and procedures. We'll sign it, scan it into our drive, and that'll be what we operate off of moving forward. So if there's any more reviews that are needed, adjustments from the commission side or from the command side, that will be our document moving forward.
And the reason behind that, it's in line with our intake through PST, we loaded 75 as well. So we find that if you make the 80% as the minimum passing score, it tends to have a bias implicit in that. So in order to take that bias away, we lowered to 75, which is a standard passing score, to make sure that we don't have any implicit bias issues.
Right, yeah, I read that. So we've approved to amend the rules, so there's not a need to redo that.
Correct. We'll
Okay.
just be providing you a signature document today.
Okay, that'd be good. All right, any other things concerning the changes of rules?
No, once we get the final document, I think on an annual basis, we do like to have the commission and the command staff review what is in our procedures and let us know if there's any, questions or adjustments, kind of like the qualifying grade score that you would like to visit. There have been a few questions that have come up as we have been working procedurally on the hiring process with our administrative training personnel sergeant. So I will be suggesting some areas of review just for clarification for the commission and for the command staff to maybe add some additional language just for us to help process things clearly.
And I had submitted some of those because for clarification on the chief examiner and the commissioners, there was some ambiguity in some of the wording. And so I had submitted that to Marianne previously. So somewhere out there's an
Okay.
email that I had, because there's some things that says the commission does certain things and the chief examiner does certain things, but and in other places, it says they both do it. And so there's some inconsistencies with how those are stated. So it's not a big deal, but it's just something that I thought maybe if we make clarification,
Okay.
that would help.
I will have access to her emails. Her last day with the city is today,
Who is?
Mary Ann. So she's.
Serious? So I didn't
Mhm.
realize you were leaving.
Yeah. So she is moving on to a different employer and location. And I will be acting while the city manager is recruiting for a new HR director. But in the meantime, I will go see if I can find that email.
I can resend it to you.
Oh, perfect.
It's not a big deal. I've got it somewhere that I'll look at it and send. I thought I might even had a hard copy, but I'll resend it.
Okay.
Not significant, just something that more administrative than anything else. Okay. So for old business, qualifying grade, change in rules or anything, we need to make a comment on that?
Nope. Nope,
So-
we've made the adjustment in the document and I'll be printing that out after the meeting today for signature.
Okay, and
Vanessa, how would you like us to sign, Madeline and I?
We have the ability to scan the document. If you have electronic signature capability, we use Adobe. There's also DocuSign.
Can we
um,
just sneak on in there and sign in person?
Or you can come sign in person, whatever works easiest for you.
Absolutely. I'm happy to give you a smiling face when you walk in the door.
Perfect. With
Are
the
Are we
doc-
meeting in person from now on?
what was that?
Are we meeting in person from now on?
Either or, I suspect.
It's optional. We have a requirement now, and I forget which rule change happened exactly, but our city clerk let us know that there was a law change recently that requires that our commission meetings be hybrid. So we have to offer the in-person or we can offer the virtual. It will be both from here on out. So whatever, again, is more convenient for you. If you're out of state and need a Zoom link, we'll provide that. If you want to come in person, you're welcome to do so.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The only question I have for as a general item is the status of the bargaining agreements. Where are you in that? Are they approved
have-
through when?
Well, we're now in recess. Well, we're not recess. We're past the deadline for LPOGs. Now we're still operating under the yield agreement or negotiations. That's moved to mediation through PERC. And that's following the mediation process.
Okay.
And LPMA is starting with fact finding. They're working with HR to do the initial fact finding through the late summer. And then they'll probably start in the fall, start their negotiations for their contract, which ends in December.
All right. Commissioners, any questions for the good of the order?
Not from me.
No, sir. Thank you.
Considering that, no further business, the meeting hereby is adjourned.
Thank you.
very much. See you
Thank
in
you both.
person
Thank you.
next time.
Yeah, bye.
Hey.
When
Bye,
would-
Amanda.
Hi, Madeline. When would the document be ready to sign? In the next couple days?
I just printed it, so I'm gonna go grab it off the printer so I can snag his signature before he leaves, and then I'll scan it over to you this afternoon.
I will come by and sign it this afternoon. I will be
Oh,
out running amok, so just
I
come.
won't be a muck, but I'll be by today.
Okay,
Awesome.
just come to City Hall to the front.
Yeah, so just come through the main doors. You'll go past the main point to the city manager's office. That's where our HR wing is. And Nicole, our city manager's executive assistant, will usually spot you coming in the front here, and she'll let us know and we'll bring the document down.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Great.
Very good.
Thank you.